What if everything you've ever blamed on bad luck was actually a choice you didn't know you were making? Most people spend their entire lives pointing at the hand they were dealt, the family they were born into, the struggles they didn't ask for, the circumstances that felt completely out of their control. But what if a single conversation, just 4 sentences long, could completely rewire the way you see your own life? Stay with me, because by the end of this story, you are going to look at your life differently. And I mean that. There was a woman who had grown tired of her life. Not tired in the way we get tired after a long day at work, but deeply, bone tired of feeling like life kept happening to her. She had faced hardships she didn't choose, carried burdens she didn't ask for, and somewhere along the way, she had quietly made peace with the idea that her suffering was simply her destiny. One afternoon, she sought out a wise teacher, a man known not for giving easy answers, but for asking the kinds of questions that stay with you for years. She sat across from him, and with real pain in her voice, she said, "I have done everything I was supposed to do. I have tried. I have prayed. And still, my life feels like it was written without my permission. I am just a victim of my own fate." The teacher looked at her calmly and said, "You are the author of your own fate, not its victim." She shook her head. She wasn't ready to accept that. "But how can I be responsible?" she asked, her voice rising, "for things I never chose? I didn't choose the family I was born into. I didn't choose the obstacles placed in front of me. I didn't choose to be who I am." And in that moment, she believed, with every fiber of her being, that she had made an airtight argument, that she had finally said the one thing he couldn't answer. The teacher paused. Then he spoke slowly and deliberately, the way people do when they want every single word to land. "The circumstances of your birth," he said, "are not your fate. They are your starting point. Your fate, your real fate, is built every single day by the choices you make with what you are given." He leaned forward slightly. A seed doesn't choose the soil it falls into, but it still chooses whether to push through the ground or stay buried. Here is what that story is really about, and why it matters for you, right now, today, in your life. Every single one of us has a starting point we didn't get to choose. Maybe it was a tough childhood. Maybe it was a door that was slammed in your face before you ever had a chance to knock. Maybe it was something people said about you so many times that you started believing it yourself. None of that is your fault. But, and this is the part that changes everything, what you do from here is entirely, 100% your responsibility. Your circumstances are not your identity. They are your raw material. The woman in this story came to the teacher looking for someone to share her pain, and she left with something far more powerful, the understanding that her life was not a sentence handed down by fate. It was a canvas, and the brush had been in her hand all along. So ask yourself honestly, what part of your life have you quietly given up on because you told yourself it was just the way things are? What seed inside you is still waiting for permission to grow? You don't need permission. You never did. If this story moved something in you, stirred a thought, brought up a memory, or made you see something in your own life a little differently, I want to hear about it. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Share what came up for you. Your words are not just welcome here. They are genuinely valuable. Every comment you leave helps this channel keep growing, keeps these stories reaching the people who need them most. And that truly means everything.